Now, the only thing, I mean, clearly with this definition, we've defined that G is below F and all that kind of stuff, and we use F and G. But if they name the top curve G and they name the bottom one F, then it would be G minus F, right? So what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to memorize it's always F minus G. It's the top curve minus bottom curve. And we are going to write this 2 more times, and we're going to represent it with a picture so that you can see this representative rectangle that we're going to look at and that we're going to integrate, because we know when we add that area under the curve, we take all those rectangles and we add up the areas of the individual ones. Okay, so we're going to have one representative rectangle. All right, so let's pictorially draw some really good pictures here. And I'm going to color code even. So let's suppose my top curve is right there, and I call it G of X. All right, because I'm not going to name them F of X and G of X all the time. All right, let's say this time maybe there's my H of X. Okay, so I don't have to run my interval from the intersection points, but I can. All right, so there's an intersection point, there's an intersection point, and most of the times we will. But technically, if I wanted to find the area, I could pick any given interval. Okay, it wouldn't have to be those intersection points. All right, but let's say it is. Okay, so then let's say that this would be, and let's call this, instead of A to B, this is along my x-axis, right? So let's call this x sub 1. And then over here, let's call this x sub 2. Because they're x values, they're on the x-axis. Okay, so it doesn't have to be an interval from A to B. All right, so I want the area between here. So this would be my area in between. I'm trying to do this very, very lightly. Okay, now I'm going to have a representative rectangle. In this scenario, because of the way the picture is drawn, I'm going to go to a different color. The representative rectangle is going to be a vertical rectangle. Okay, there is my representative rectangle, and it's going to have a width of delta x, because how wide is it? Well, the width is along the x-axis. Okay, so this is called the representative rectangle. And in this case, it's vertical. I draw it vertically. Okay, now if I were to set up the integral, all right, I'm going to integrate. All right, everything is in terms of x. This function is in terms of x. This function is in terms of x. My interval comes from the x-axis. My representative rectangle has a delta x because of how wide it is across that x-axis. So I'm going to go from x sub 1 to x sub 2. All right, and I'm not going to use the letters on here. I just want to say top curve minus bottom curve, because I don't want you to memorize the names of the functions. We take top curve minus bottom curve. All right, now this is all in terms of x. The functions are in terms of x. I pulled my limits of integration from x, so this is a dx. All right, these are x values. Okay, so this is an x value, this is an x value, this is dx. My curves are in terms of x. All right, so x values. I know I'm making a big deal about this, but it is important because I don't have to always do it like this. Okay, so there's general setup number 1. All right, let's do a second general setup. Okay, this time, let's say we have a linear equation. And let's call that g of y. When I call that g of y, that means that it's in terms of y. So instead of having a y equals mx plus b, I'm going to have an x equals my minus b, or plus b. Now, do you remember last year when we did horizontal parabolas? Kind of sad. Parabola. Horizontal parabola. So again, written in terms of y, so h of y So instead of having y equals x squared, this one's going to be a x equals y squared. The function is going to be in terms of y. Now, do I have area between those two curves? I do, right? This is my area between those two curves. It's just not top to bottom. It's left to right is where that area is because of the way they're written. My representative rectangle is going to be horizontal. There's my representative rectangle. Now, how wide is it? The width is over here with the y-axis. So it's not a delta x, it's a delta y. So I don't care where I want to put it. Let's go ahead and put it down here. It's a delta y because this is my y-axis. So how wide is it? I'm going to measure it based on my y-axis. All right, now again, I don't have this point. If these are in terms of y, and this is the delta y, am I going to use the x coordinate or am I going to use the y coordinate? I'm going to use the y coordinate. Everything's in terms of y. Same thing here. I'm not going to use the x coordinate because everything's in terms of y. I'm going to use the y coordinate. So then this one might be y sub 1. This might be y sub 2. So then let's do this. Let's do the same thing we did here. So our representative rectangle is going to be horizontal. And when I'm saying representative rectangle, is because remember when we initially drew them and we drew all the rectangles inside there. All right, we don't need to draw all of them. All right, you know there's going to be several. We've done this enough. So every rectangle that's horizontal would be added up. So this is a 1. This would be what the rectangles would look like inside, but we're not going to draw all of them because that's annoying. Okay, same thing. Plus, we're not going to do it on graph paper. We're not going to draw these. We want to be able to integrate to get the answer. Okay, so same thing here. This is a representative rectangle, so this is all the rectangles would be up and down in this manner. Okay, so if we set this up, we're going to integrate from y sub 1 to y sub 2. All right, and again, I don't want to do curves. All right, on this one, we're going to always go right curve, which is this one, minus left curve. Right curve minus left curve, and I know that seems backwards because we read left to right, but this one has to be, you put the right curve first, and then you subtract left curve. So right curve minus left curve. And it's generically, now, these are in terms of y. These two numbers just come off the y, so then this has to be a dy. Okay, so everything is in terms of y. The limits of integration come from the y-axis. This is in terms of y. The functions are in terms of y, so these are y values. And just having that distinction and knowing the difference between those two types of problems will get you covered for this course. Being able to calculate the area, top curve minus bottom curve, right curve minus left curve. All right, and so then reviewing, so that's why we did horizontal parabolas in pre-calc. All right, because usually they like the horizontal parabolas and we use them a lot. So that will show up. So if it's been a while since you've looked at those equations, that might not be a bad idea because you'll have to sketch them. We'll do sketches of each one of these, okay?